like drinking divinity, and in that divinity you will find enlightenment. And so it was. That the tea master was on his way to see the emperor to make tea for him when he came to the town of Edo. Now, just outside of Edo, there was a crossroads that had a bit of a legend of its own. It was said that if you sat at the crossroads long enough, that a master would come and take you to the next stage of your enlightenment. And it just so happened that on that day, there was a samurai sitting at the crossroads outside of Edo, and he was deep in meditation. Unfortunately for the tea master, as he approached the samurai, he stumbled on a stone, and the heaviness of his pack caused him to lose his balance, and he fell upon the samurai, shaking him out of his meditation. And enraged, the samurai stood up and took the sword out of his sheath, and he said, "Only blood can answer the dishonor you have visited upon me. Find yourself a sword, meet me back here tomorrow at noon, and you will meet your fate." And the samurai stomped off, enraged. Now the tea master was in trouble. He had spent his entire life dedicated to the art of making tea. He knew nothing of the way of the sword, but it just so happened that he knew a samurai that lived in the town of Edo, so he went to him and explained to him the problem he was facing. The samurai thought about it for a moment, went over to the wall, removed a katana from it, and handed it to the tea master, and he said, "I will teach you all that I can tonight so that you can face your destiny tomorrow with as much honor as you can muster." So the two men worked all night on perfecting several samurai moves. Katana moves, the first thing they practiced was how to remove the katana from its sheath, and then how to put it back. Remove from the sheath, and how to put it back. And once he mastered that, then he removed the katana, and then held it by his head. And all night, they just worked on this move, holding the katana by his head. Once he had perfected that, the samurai said, "Now close your eyes and imagine the art of making tea, the gathering of the sticks, the building of the fire, the boiling of the water, adding the tea leaves, removing the tea leaves, and drinking the tea." And all night they just worked on that, where he closed his eyes and imagined the art of making tea. And then the samurai said, "Well, I've taught you all I can. Go get what sleep that you can." So the tea master did, although he did not sleep well. The next day at noon, there was a small crowd that was gathering because people were talking about this confrontation between the samurai and the tea master. The tea master arrived early. There was no sign of the samurai, and so he decided to get ready. So he put down his pack, and expertly he pulled the sword from its sheath, and he held it next to his head, and he closed his eyes, and he imagined the art of making tea. Gathering of the sticks, the building of the fire, the boiling of the water, adding the tea leaves, removing the tea leaves, and drinking the tea. Over and over in his mind, he did this, and he waited for the whistle of the blade that would surely take his life. But after a time, nothing happened. So he opened his eyes, and to his great surprise, the samurai was at his feet, knelt with his own sword held over his head, and the samurai gasped in surprise. And when the tea master gasped in surprise, and when the samurai heard that, he said, "I am a fool," he said. "I came here today to kill you. When I saw you standing there in that perfect form, there was something of mastery about you, and I realize now that you are a master, and only blood can answer the dishonor I have visited upon you, so take my blade, end my life." And the samurai closed his eyes, and he waited for the whistle of the blade that would surely take his life. He waited and waited, but nothing happened. So he opened his eyes. He had seen that the tea master had gathered some sticks, and he built a fire, and he was boiling water. He added tea leaves, waited just long enough, removed the tea leaves, poured tea for himself, and poured tea for the samurai. And when the samurai drank the tea, it was like drinking divinity. And in that divinity, he found his enlightenment. And that's the story.